Good evening, Storm fans from Hopkins, Minnesota for this district playoff game for the Storm. They are going to face the Osseo Maple Grove White team. Storm are coming off a loss to Delano in the semifinal game, so they moved into the losers bracket, which means from here on out it's do or die. So they win tonight and they move on and play the winner of the Minneapolis Gray team and Wayzata Blue. If they lose, they go home and their season is over. So do or die. The Storm have played this team twice in the regular season. They won both of those outings relatively easily. So on paper, this should be a very winnable game for the Storm, but you still got to score the goals and win the game. And this is the playoffs. So Osseo Maple Grove is in the same boat as the Storm. They have to win to stay alive. They lose, their season's over. So strange things can happen when you have a desperate team, and both of these teams are desperate here for a win.
Welcome to the 2025-2026 District 3 Bantam B1 tournament. Today's game is between Minneapolis and Osseo.
So teams have finished their warm-ups, and we're about to get underway here. Storm are in their home gray uniforms as they're the higher seed here. They finished third in the standings, and Osseo Maple Grove, I believe, was fifth. And here's the face-off. This comes to Osseo Maple Grove White. They're going to dump it in the zone, but they are off sides right away, so we'll have a face-off just outside the Osseo Maple Grove offensive zone, right in front of the Storm bench. Storm players all on their feet. Battle in the neutral zone. Eventually, George Lego comes away with it. Tries to get it over to Will Marsh. Back comes Osseo Maple Grove. They've got a trailing player on the other side, but that one is poked away centering pass that is covered by George T1 Ortiz. George in goal tonight after Ben Just had the game on Wednesday night. In comes Colin O'Day for the face-off. Ben scoring behind the net. He's trying to get it out to Colin, but it's taken away by Osseo Maple Grove. There's a shot. That one's blocked. Another shot that's wide of the net. This one goes all the way out as Otto chases down his man. This one sent across to the other side, but now picked up here by Cam Adair, and that one pops up out of the play, and Tyson Jung's mother grabs the puck and throws it back in. Here's a puck thrown toward the net, but it goes into the far corner. Now Tyson Jung chases this one down. He's going to try to chip it out of there, but it's knocked back in. Now it comes out of the zone, goes all the way down. That one's played by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. Kept in by Tyson. Tyson battles along the boards. This one chipped in by OMG. Here's Beck trying to get it out of there. Eventually Archie comes away with it. He gets it out of the zone, but it comes right back to OMG. George Lego, he tries to send it cross ice, but it hits Archie's skate and comes right to OMG again. Sloppy play so far in this one. Just underway in the first period. Now here is George Lego. He's got, and there's a goal as he finds Jackson Gaston, and Jackson puts it in the upper right-hand corner for the 1-0 lead. Nice play between George and Jackson as Storm now take a 1-0 lead. That's a good sign as they get the scoring going early here. Storm really had trouble getting any kind of scoring going against Delano as they lost the last outing 1-0. Had a lot of shots on goal, but not able to get anything past the goalie and score early here. Now here's another opportunity. This is Jackson again as he brings it across the blue line, tries to maneuver around. George picks up the loose puck. George swings around. Oh, and he tries to slip one in there, but now here is Osseo Maple Grove trying to break it out. This is kept in by James Meyer. Now George comes in. George takes a shot. This one is lifted out of there by Osseo Maple Grove. Here's a stretch pass out to Will Marsh. He gets a stick on it, but it goes long. Now Ben Scory behind the net. Now here's Otto. Otto trying to center it out there. Now here's Beck. Beck fires one, and that is knocked down by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. Otto with it. Otto sends it around. Ben Scory tries to center it out nicely. Colin now battling. Osseo Maple Grove trying to break it out, but it's kept in by Griffin. Storm still holding the zone as Griffin now sends one toward the net. That's a little off the mark, but comes over to Colin Moose. Now Colin chips it into the corner. He's looking to make a play on it, but now it's got sent around the boards. Griffin comes over, keeps it in. Storm still controlling the puck in their zone, but now it comes out. That's going to be an icing on Osseo Maple Grove. Face off in the offensive zone for the Storm here. 10-10 left in the opening period. And we'll have another icing call on Osseo Maple Grove, so we'll stay down here. And another offensive zone face off. Tyson Jung takes this one. He sends it over to the other side, but that's all the way out, and Cam will have to chase it down. Now here's Colin Moose with it. Colin sends it back into the zone. Colin Moose now, he fires one toward the net. There, a pad save by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. There's one sent toward the net by James Meyer. That's a little wide. Kept in by Tyson. Tyson now battles along the board along with George. I think that's George over there. Now this one comes out into neutral. Griffin picks up the, sorry, that's Will Marsh. He gets around his man, comes in behind the net. He's looking for someone to pass to. Oh, just a little long for. Now George comes over, picks up the loose puck again. He gets it over to Will Marsh. That goes off Will's skate and all the way in. Storm really playing with a lot of energy here in this first period. They apparently do not want to end their season here. Now this one, loose puck picked up by Jackson. Now George comes in. He pokes it into the zone, but knocked right back out by Osseo Maple Grove. Now Cam's going to bring it in. He sends it into the corner. Kept in by James Meyer. And they're going to call James for a hand pass. When the puck pops up in the air, you are allowed to grab it, but you can't advance the puck. You can only throw it down in front of you. And James sent it a little too far in the estimation of the official there. Osseo Maple Grove coming into the zone. He's easily pinched off by the Storm. Now a battle along the blue line here. Eventually Ben Scory comes away with it. He brings it in, sends it into Otto. Ben Scory picks it up. He has to wait, though, because Otto was still in the zone. Now it's sent in by Griffin. Storm get a line change in. This one's sent all the way out. Here, Beck picks it back up. Now it comes to Archie. Archie with an opportunity here. He's going to leave it for Tyson. Tyson tries to take a shot. Now Beck does get a shot away, but wide of the net. Now, interception, but knocked right back out. Now, Tyson sends it off the boards and in, comes behind the net, but Osseo Maple Grove controls. Now, taken away by Will Marsh. Will gets knocked against the boards. Now, Will comes away with it again. He gets it over to Archie. Osseo Maple Grove comes back with it. Nice defense there by Griffin as he takes his man down. Nice job by Cam to get around his man. There's a weak shot toward the net, steered away by George. Puck out front, but comes to Jackson. Now Jackson brings it ahead. He's going to just fling it toward the net. It loosened the slot for a second. Now loose puck picked up by George. George tries to get around his man, but Osseo Maple Grove comes in and pokes it away. Now here's Colin with it. Colin O'Day over to Griffin. Griffin ships it in. Beck chases down the loose puck. He sends it across to James Meyer. James, or no, that's Ben Scory. I'm sorry. And here is Otto Otto getting it over to Collins. Oh, and that was just behind him, and Collins had his momentum going forward and couldn't get a shot away. Nice idea by Otto, though, to get that over there. 4:30 left here in this opening period. This one kept in the zone by Osseo Maple Grove. Now they take a shot. Oh, that one's deflected, but comes to Cam. Now Cam trying to skate it out. It comes out into neutral, but Osseo Maple Grove controls. Now they send it back in. They go for a line change. This one thrown into neutral, now intercepted by Tyson. Tyson had to wait for a second. He kept on sides though, but wasn't able to. Oh, and now here's Osseo Maple Grove with a breakaway opportunity. And they're gonna call a hook on that, I believe. Yep, so Griffin's gonna get called for the hook as the OMG had the breakaway opportunity. That's not a bad penalty to take because Griffin was beaten, and he took the penalty to prevent the shot on goal, but the Storm will now be down a man here as they are on the penalty kill for the next 1:52. OMG with it. Now they send it out. That comes out of the zone. They're going to have to regroup here. Now this one goes all the way down. That's going to be an icing on Osseo Maple Grove as they make the mistake there and ice on the power play, which will bring it all the way down into the Minneapolis offensive zone here as Colin O'Day comes in on the faceoff. Colin wins the faceoff, sends it back to Tyson. Tyson takes a shot. OMG still trying to break it out here. Still can't get it out. Colin trying to wrestle it away, and now eventually Otto then pokes it away. Storm doing a good job on the penalty kill here so far. Now this one poked away by Colin. Comes right back to Osseo Maple Grove, but they can't get anything going. Now, knocked back into neutral. 54 seconds left on the power play. Now here comes Osseo Maple Grove. They centered, but comes right to Otto. Otto does a great job to send that off the boards and out into neutral. There's a shot and a loose puck in the slot for a second, but knocked away by the Storm as they continue to do a good job killing this penalty. Now this one's controlled by Colin Moose. He's going to get it across the blue line, ship it in. Now this one comes to Beck. That it was Cam Adair takes a shot. Now Colin Moose, he's going to just send it in. Penalty is now over. So Storm are back at full strength here. And that one is lifted up and into the air and scooped out of the air by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. Now here is Will Marsh on the faceoff. Comes to Osseo Maple Grove, but now picked up. Oh, centering pass by George didn't get through. Now there's Will Marsh trying to maneuver out of there, but Osseo Maple Grove still with it. They came now. George, and another goal by Jackson. Another assist by George and another goal by Jackson as he's got his second goal of the game here. Jackson doesn't want his season to end. He's a second year, so this will potentially his last game, but Storm now taking a 2-0 lead. As Jackson wants to continue his play at the Bantam level. There's a shot. That one is deflected into the back wall by George. Griffin sends this one back around to the other side. Comes of Osseo Maple Grove. They fire a shot, but that's off the mark. George just watches that one fly by. Now here's the loose puck in the corner where Beck comes over to pick it up. It's a nice shot by OMG. Another shot. That was blocked, didn't get through. Another one didn't get through, So we'll end the first period here with the Storm taking a 2-0 lead on 2 goals by Jackson Gaston. The line of Gaston, Lego, and Archie. I believe Archie's on that line. Has scored both goals so far in this game. Absolutely.
Hey, Drakey. Hope you're doing great. Watching the game. Have a great night. See ya. Love you, man.
Cool. Joe Reardon coming into the house tonight to see his grandson Archie and saying hello to some relatives out there. So thanks for tuning in from LA. We got fans all across the country tuning in, so appreciate your eyes and ears tonight. All right, here we go with the start of the second period as Colin O'Day wins the faceoff back to Cam. Loose puck picked up by Otto. Otto tries to send it back to Ben Scory. Now the Storm are going to be offsides. As that popped in and out of the zone, so we'll face off right in front of the Storm bench here. Here's Tyson Jung on the face-off. This one comes to Colin Moose. Collins sends it back across. Ooh, sent right in by Tyson. Good job by Tyson to get that off his stick quickly and try to surprise the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. Now this comes across the other side. Beck now is going to send one back in. And it's right to Tyson. Now Tyson back out to Beck from the point. Beck fires one. Pops up in the air. Loose in the slot for a second, but poked out of there by Osseo Maple Grove. Now here's Colin Moose to Beck. Now to Tyson. Tyson comes back in. He's got Archie there. Archie now, oh, nice job by Archie Archie with a nice little quick backhand toward the net, and the goalie had to scramble to cover that one. So 13:57 left here in this second period. Shots are 10-3 in favor of the Storm here. Now George with it. George pokes it ahead. He tries to get a shot away, but gets knocked down. Now here's George behind the net again. Centers it right out. He's trying to give George trying to give Jackson the hat trick here. There's a shot by Cam. That gets blocked, goes into the corner. Jackson now picks it up, sends it back around. Now Jackson with another shot as he gets in deep and fires one. So George Lego with the 2 assists tonight is, I believe, if I remember correctly, that is his 23rd and 24th assist of the year. So he leads all players on the team in assists. Almost had another one there. Now here's Colin with the puck now. He steps around, gets it out front. Shot by Ben Score is covered by OMG. Colin O'Day on the faceoff. That one gets stuck on a skate as Otto stepped on that one. Colin sends it around. Otto comes over to pick it up. Osseo Maple Grove breaks this out though. Into the zone they come. There's a shot off the mark. That one kept in by OMG. Now Ben Scory chips this one out of there. Otto comes over to pick it up. Otto with a 1-on-3, but he gets through. Oh, and he puts it in. Otto takes the puck and faces a 1-on-3 and skates between all of them and then puts it far corner and got the goalie leaning, and that will now make it 3-0. This one's set all the way down. No icing as there was a touch on that. No, it's called a touch, but I think that was Storm who touched that one. But there's Osseo Maple Grove touched that one, so that should have been an icing, but no call. Now here's Cam with it as he pokes it away. Cam with it, gets it up to Colin Moose. Now Storm are going to be offsides as Colin Moose was still in the zone.
That's a 6-7 call.
Yeah.
He's trying to appeal to the young folks.
There's Will Marsh. Will backhands it toward the net. Comes to Jackson in his zone. Jackson then does a nice job to center it out, but nobody there. There's a shot wide of the net. Another shot steered away by George. This one knocked up off the glass and out. Jackson then pokes this away. George is going to chase it down in the corner. He's going to look for Jackson again. In front of the net, and now comes into the corner. sent around to the other side. OMG still not able to get it out of the zone though. Now it gets poked out. James sends it right back in. They had a touch though, so no icing call. Colin intercepts. Oh, and he gets a shot, but right at the goalie, so easy save. And Scory trying to get it out of there. Now he eventually does, but it comes to Osseo Maple Grove. Oh, Colin making a bid to intercept again. Comes down into the corner to Otto. Otto gets taken against the boards. Intercepted by Archie. Archie with a nice shot. OMG sends it in deep as they go off for a line change. Back picks it up, sends it around. Outlet pass a little long for Archie, but Archie chases it down, over skates it. He leaves it out there, but nobody home. That should have been offsides, no call. Back trying to wrestle this one away. Comes out to the point, kept in, but now comes out. Outlet pass over to Tyson. Tyson back to James. Now it comes out of the zone. Storm will have to, oh my God. Don't do that. Storm are still in the zone, and that'll be an offsides on the Storm. Face-off comes to Cam. Cam sends it over to Jackson, but that was knocked away by Osseo Maple Grove, and they get it into the zone. Shot off the mark. Osseo Maple Grove comes back. Oh, they had an opportunity right out front, but fortunately didn't get a stick on that one. And now we're going to have Storm offsides again. So we will face off right down front in the dot in front of the Storm rooting section here. 7:18 left here in the second period. Still 3-0 Storm. Colin knocks that one into the zone. There's a chase down his puck, kept in by Otto. Otto then sends it toward the net. That is knocked down and covered by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. So we'll have an offensive zone face-off here. Shots are 15-3 in favor of the Storm as they are really controlling the offensive end here. Colin O'Day on the face-off. Otto and Ben Scory with him. Ben sends it out, but that's comes into neutral, and now Ben sends it in. Storm are actually offsides, no call though. Cross-ice pass, now loose and neutral, but Griffin with it. Griffin goes off the boards. but sends it back to Osseo Maple Grove. Now Colin picks up the loose puck and neutral, sends it over to Beck. Beck then, or Otto then dumps it in. Otto and Colin go off for line change. Now here's Griffin. He's going to send that one back down in. Puck rolls to George, and he covers that one. This one's lifted out of the zone by by James Meyer. Now Osseo Maple Grove fires one that's wide of the net. Karam's off the glass. Now Archie brings this one up, chips it in. Colin Moose chases it back to the wall. Archie trying to center it out, but that's deflected away. Tyson now battling along with Colin Moose, still in the zone. Now comes out to Archie. Archie fires one. That goes off an OMG player, takes a funny bounce and up behind the net. George tries the outlet, cross ice, comes to Jackson. Jackson over to George. Now George back to Jackson. Or that was Beck with a shot. That was way off the mark. Now George maneuvers in and takes a shot. Loose puck and it's in. I think that was Jackson again. Jackson with a hat trick. I had a conversation with Jackson's dad earlier, and he said Jackson was fired up for this game. He had to kind of calm him down, but apparently he was very fired up because he now has the hat trick with 4 minutes left in the second period here. Now here's Jackson again. He's making a bid for a fourth one. Oh, and here's Osseo Maple Grove with a breakaway opportunity, and they shoot that one wide of the net. Oh, stretch pass that George doesn't get through. Now Jackson is able to knock it into the zone. He goes off for a rest as a new line comes in. Now here's Beck wrestling this one away. No, and there's a nice save by George. Another nice save by George as he gets a glove and a pad on that one. This one is on net. So no icing call as Otto chases that one down and makes the goalie cover it. Colin takes the face off, then he bats it around over to Ben Score. OMG behind the net. Otto then pokes that one away. Storm trying to gain control here. Now this one's kept in by Ben Score. Colin backhands it in. Now here's Ben Scory trying to wrestle it away. Now OMG eventually breaks it out. Oh, and another opportunity for Osseo Maple Grove, and they shoot it high of the net. They had George dead to rights there, but fortunately for the Storm, they missed the net. Now here's Tyson Jung on the face-off in the Storm defensive zone. Tyson breaks it out to Colin Moose. Colin sends one over to Archie, but just a little bit too far. Tyson pokes this away, but he can't catch up to it. Now he does. This one comes to Archie in the circle. Archie trying to maneuver for a shot. Can't get one, but now he does. That's a little off the mark. Tyson now right back out to Archie. Archie now trying to get a shot. Can't get much on that one, and Osseo Maple Grove trying to break it out. Still can't. Now here is Colin Moose. Colin Moose going to take a shot. Kept in by Cam. Storm holding the zone again. Now this one is kept in by Beck briefly, but then taken away by Osseo Maple Grove. They fire one, and that's deflected up into the net. So 1:22 left here in the second period. Shot wide of the net. Oh, and there's a shot right out front. Oh, and Jackson Gaston returns the favor to George. George gave Jackson 2 assists earlier, and now Jackson gives George the assist as he found George right in the slot, and George put it into the upper part of the net and in, so that'll now make it 5-0 with 1:02 left here in this second period. Oh, Jackson with a 5-point night so far, or 4-point night, sorry, so far. And we're still, oh, and here's George again, and he puts it in as goalie makes a mistake and loses the handle on it, and George hustles over, grabs the puck and puts it in. So now George with his second goal of the game, and that'll make it 6-0. Colin O'Day on the face-off. He gets it back to Griffin. There's Otto. Otto sends it into the zone. Kept in by Ben Scory. Ben sends it back into the corner. Now it's sent all the way out. That'll be an icing call on Osseo Maple Grove. We'll just stay right down here. But 8.9 seconds left in this second period here. Shots now 22-6 in favor of Osseo Maple, or sorry, in favor of the Storm here. As they are trying to make sure they leave no doubt in terms of their status in this tournament here. So that'll be the end of the second period here. Storm 6 goals on 22 shots. Osseo Maple Grove no goals on 7 shots. So we will have a resurface of the ice here in between the second and third. So we will take a break here for 12 to 15 minutes or so as they clean the ice, and then we'll be back for the third period. So teams are coming back onto the ice for this third period here. Storm with the 6-0 lead. Game started out a little sloppy, but Storm figured out the scoring solution early as Jackson Gaston got it going. Midway through the first period, and they have kept it up. 6 goals on 22 shots. OMG, no goals on 7 shots. George T1 Ortiz has looked good in goal tonight as he's stopped everything that was sent his way. The Minneapolis Gray team is filing into the building here as they play right after this game. They take on the Wayzata Gold team. And winner will take on the winner of this game. Loser goes home. And their season is over, so a lot of motivation from all of these teams here. And we are underway here in the third period. Puck comes to Osseo Maple Grove. They dump it into the zone, but it comes to Griffin. Griffin now tries to get it out. Can't do it as it's sent back around. Beck comes over to pick it up. Osseo Maple Grove with it still in the zone. Now loose puck chipped out of there. Comes to Jackson. Now Jackson trying to get around his man. He does. He takes a shot. Oh, and that rebound almost came to Will Marsh, but he wasn't able to get a stick around and direct it toward the net. This one intercepted by Will Marsh. Now he brings it into neutral, but loses the puck. Now Ben Score chips at it. Backhanded in by Osseo Maple Grove, but comes to James. James lifts it back out of there. Otto trying to wrestle it away. He does. Otto has it. He takes a shot. That is off the goalie pad, and out comes Osseo Maple Grove with it again. Nice defense by Griffin as he wrestles that one away. This one's stolen by Colin. Colin across to Ben Scory. Ben's going to just backhand it down in. Oh, another mistake by the Osseo Maple Grove goalie. Now here's Colin with it behind the net. Now he's going to reverse it around. Colin Moose is going to come over and try to pick it up. This one sent around. Griffin with it. Griffin pops it up in the air, then hits it a second time over to Osseo Maple Grove. They send it back around to the other side. Kept in by Griffin. Now knocked all the way out of there. This should be an icing call. And they're going to wave the icing off. That shot from the outside, blocker save or pad save by George. Now Archie tries to send it over to Colin Moose. Now Tyson's able to get it over his direction, but comes to Osseo Maple Grove. Puck pops up into the air, kept in by Tyson. Tyson now tries to backhand it down in. Jackson comes over. outlet to Osseo Maple Grove. Now here's George. He's got Jackson. Over to Tyson. Back to George. Now to Jackson. To Tyson now. Tyson with a good shot. Rebound attempt, but just wide. Icing waved off as we had a touch there. This will come all the way down. James pins his man to the board. Now out to the point. There's a shot that is weak and knocked down. Will Marsh trying to dance around his man, but can't get around him. Now Jackson comes away with it. He brings it across the blue line, centers it out, but comes to Osseo Maple Grove, kept in by Will Marsh again. This one is sent toward the net, played by George, left for Griffin. Griffin goes off the boards back to Beck. Beck maneuvers out of there. Dangerously in front of the zone, or the slot. Now Otto in the corner. Tries to outlet to Ben Scory. And they're going to call a touch on that one. I don't think there was, but they're waving off the icing, fortunately for the Storm. Now and back to Cam Adair. Cam made a bid for a goal there, but just a little bit wide as he had the goalie leaning the opposite way. Archie wrestles this one away. Comes to Otto. This one knocked back into the zone by Colin Moose, but picked up by Osseo Maple Grove, and back they come. With the 6-goal differential here, I believe we have a running clock here in this third period. Which should make quick work of this period if that's the case. Now here's Beck in neutral. He gets it over to Griffin. Griffin back to Beck. Taken away by Will Marsh as he backhands it into the corner. Centering pass by Jackson, intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove. Now here's a loose puck up front. Oh, and Will Marsh fires it wide. We do indeed have a running clock here with the 6-goal differential. So we are now halfway through this third period already. One sent toward the net by George Lego, intercepted by Osseo Maple Grove. Now Cam with it. Cam's going to lift it toward the net. That one bounces in front of the OMG goalie, and he jumps out and pounces on it. So offensive zone face-off here for the Storm as O'Day, Hutchins, and Scory come back in on the front line. Cam is anchoring the D here along with James Meyer. Colin keeps that one in, sends it back into the corner. This one loose in the circle for a second and then poked out of there. Colin picks up the loose puck. Oh, and sends it out to Otto, and Otto was not ready for that one as that one goes all the way down. Archie swats this one in. Shot by Griffins wide. A bouncing shot by Beck. And then Will Marsh sends it toward the net. Or no, sorry, that was Archie. Archie sends it toward the net. Covered. And we'll have the offensive zone face-off here. 5.5 minutes left in this one. So Maple Grove enters the zone. They get a shot, but easy save by George. Now they keep it in the zone, but picked up by Cam. Swatted out of there. Loose puck picked up by Cam. OMG holds the zone though. 4 minutes now left in this one. Here's Beck with it. Trying to skate it out of there, but can't get it out. Eventually comes into neutral, and OMG picks it up, sends it back through neutral, but Beck defends. Now poked away by James Meyer. This one's sent across the other side. There's a shot long, and that one's saved by George. He knocks it down, but couldn't cover it. Another save by George. Now knocked out of here by the Storm, so OMG will have to regroup. Knocked into the zone by Otto, but right back out. Colin ships that one in. Now Ben Scory trying to get a shot away. This one is knocked out of there. Comes to James Meyer. James off the boards to Otto. Otto just chips it back in. Storm just trying to play keep away here. Under 2 minutes in this one. Osseo Maple Grove takes a shot. That's way wide of the net. Tyson now sends it back into neutral. Storm appear to be just trying to get this one over with, as we are now under 1:15 here left in this one. Here comes Colin Moose as he skates this ahead, stops, looks to center it out. Comes to Tyson now to Griffin. Griffin fires a shot. That one is sent down under a minute here. This one is all academic here at this point. Storm would like to get the shutout though. Here's Archie with a shot. That one bounces off the OMG pad and out, but Osseo Maple Grove picks it up. There's a shot wide of the net. That one steered away by George as OMG got a good shot on goal. Now 10 seconds now. Players go down. They're still tied up in the corner now. This one is wrestled away, and that will do it. So the Storm will stay alive in this tournament, and they will move on to take the winner of this next game, take on the winner of this next game here between the Minneapolis Gray team and the Wayzata Gold team. Minneapolis Gray finishing the district play as 4th seed. Wayzata Gold, I believe, was either 5th or 6th, I can't recall. So that should be a good game coming up right after this one. And Storm will be back in action tomorrow at 3 o'clock, right here from the Hopkins Pavilion. And should they win that game, they will then most likely face Delano again, as Delano takes on Osseo Maple Grove Black tomorrow for the championship. The loser of that game then comes back down into the consolation bracket, and they will have to win again in order to move on to the region tournament. So one more win for the Storm, and they will have an opportunity to play for that region tournament. So thanks for tuning in tonight, and we will be back on the air tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Good night.